I think we leave that Spellbinder there, right? And we just, again, take another creature out. And this is reducing the cost of our pack leader back down to 2, which is super exciting, right? Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. Check, check. Check, check. Is the sound good? Of course it is. I fixed it. Thanks for letting me know. In the last 2 videos, I had no idea that the cat, when it's over here in the way all the time, mute on the intro scene. I figured it out, though. I was looking through my Adobe. What's the problem? What's the problem? It was before that phase, even. So, welcome back. I'm glad you can hear me. We have mono green, you guys. Stompalicious. It's just like mono white. I don't know what Wizards is thinking. It's like these are the 2 best decks in the format, and they just are piling on massive upgrades to them. I can't understand. I'm totally just like awestruck. Anyways, we've done our best to assemble a competitive version of the newest mono green Stompy, and let me tell you what, it is amazing. We're crushing it through Mythic from 99% into the top 1,000 like that, and we're going to be showcasing this deck to you guys, so hold on. Don't get too excited yet. So we've got a little bit to go before the gameplay footage. We're going to talk about the play lines and the synergies and strategies held within it, and then we'll showcase it within the gameplay footage in Mythic, which is really nice, competing against not only the best players, but the best decks in the game. And then we'll wrap up after that with our final thoughts, deck review, stuff like this. So support the channel, you guys. Pumping out the content. It takes a lot out of us. Subscribe, like, comment, join the community Discord, stuff like this. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And without further ado, let's take a look at the newest mono green Stompy deck. Stompalicious is the name of the game. 60 card, best of 1 standard, 2.8 average mana value with 20 creatures and 16 non-creatures. Sitting on 24 land, as the mana curve is a little bit higher than we're typically used to within our aggro decks, but it's well worth it. And talking about new cards first and foremost in the build, the Ascendant Pack Leader for 1 mana, a 2/1, entering the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it if you control a permanent with mana value 4 or greater. So early game, this is just a 2/1, great on curve. Late game, it's going to enter in as a 3/2, which is a pretty good value for 1 mana. And then whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, you'll also put a +1/+1 counter on the Pack Leader, which is amazing. So it has the ability to just grow, become bigger and badder every single turn. Moving on from there, we have the Cemetery Prowler for 3 mana, a 3/4 with Vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, exile a card from a graveyard, or whenever it attacks. Spells we cast cost 1 less to cast, a generic mana that is, colorless, for each type of card shared exiled with the Prowler, which is really, really cool. So, you know, in this build, we're exiling creatures from the graveyard, and that will reduce the cost of our creatures substantially, which is really nice, right? Most notably, we have the Oddity. This is a 4 mana 4/4 with Trample and Haste. We can pay 7 to transform it into the Behemoth, and 8/8 with Trample and Haste, giving our other creatures Trample and Haste as well, which is a lot of fun. So that's it, right? That's all we have for new cards within the deck. And I can tell you what, all 3 of these cards are must-includes within the new mono green after playing with this build. Filling the gaps, we have Blizzard Brawl as the fight. We can also gain Indestructible +1 if we have enough Snowlands. Rangers class, making the token, and then the residual value within level 2 and level 3 to put +1/+1 counters on an attacking creature, which is amazing with the Prowler because it has Vigilance, right? So it can defend as well as attack. And then playing creatures off the top, again, amazing with the Prowler because you're going to be reducing the cost of those creatures that you're playing off the top of your library. We have the Chariot and Ren and 7. Chariot is making copies of the Tree Folk token, which is cool. The Chariot can also make token copies of the Old Growth Troll once it dies and comes back. The Trample through the Troll is very good with, and the Oddity within the Unnatural Growth, doubling the power and toughness of all of our creatures, which is, basically insane. Such a good card, and it's 5 mana, which takes it out of reach of mono white, which is such a good card against mono white, right? So really looking forward to seeing that in play a lot more. We had the Faceless Haven in the build as well in case we get wiped. It's a possibility for sure, and we do recover quite quickly from those wipes through the Rangers class, playing those creatures off the top. So This is version 1. Really looking forward to seeing where mono green goes here in the future, because you know, it's beastly, and I think this Cemetery Prowler is going to not only be seen in mono green, because it's a good card. Like, the cost reduction through the Prowler is absolutely insane. So really looking forward to playing more of this deck. We're going to showcase a whole bunch of matches for you guys this time. The servers are working a little bit better, which is nice. And then we'll wrap up with our final thoughts after that. So again, thank you all so much for your time and attention. I really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel for more cool Crimson Vow decks, and like the video to support me as a creator, all right? Cheers. Let's get into it. On the draw, hand is as good as it ever is. You know what I mean? Mono green, just sure, whatever, man. It's as good as playing mono white. We do have some cool new additions within this build, which I'm excited to try out. Hopefully we don't get stomped too hard. We know that, you know, competition is stiff within Mythic. Okay, Hook. Blood on the Snow. Loaf, right? Things like this. That's what we don't want. Okay, I mean, turn 3 is nice. When the Prowler enters, we get to exile, much like the Sun Gold Sentinel. Excuse me. Much like the Sun Gold Sentinel used to. Well, still does, I guess. It's a good. And I'm confused as to what card was supposed to deal with Ulrin's Epiphany. Wizards. Was it the mechanic of dealing with cards in the grave that you gave all of the colors? Was this the universal way to deal with it? Because I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Nothing really worth taking. Let's continue to fold out. They could double block and minus, but I'm okay with that. If they're gonna double block and use the Shambling Gas minus effect, you know, that keeps it from making a treasure. And it also gets rid of their field. They're going for it. Wow. I don't even mind. And then the minus effect from the Ghast on the pack leader. They gain 1 life. Okay. The pack leader was never going to survive. The Hook eats it so easily. If they tap, we have a massive hit. They have 2 mana here. It could be removal. So it is pretty risky biskers. But, you know, maybe just throw down the haste instead of the growth. We'll keep that for later. Ulvenwald? Oh, man. My pronunciation on these new cards is going to be horrific for the first couple of weeks. The Oddity, I'll refer to it as, is an amazing addition to mono green. 4/4 trample with haste. Ooh-hoo-wee. Plus, we can, you know, flip it later into a creature that will give all of our other creatures +1/+1 trample and haste as well. That is going to cost 7, though. It's pretty expensive, but it's a nice addition to have. You know what I mean? Loath this Spider Queen in play. Gross, right? Something we really don't want to see. But you know what? They're tapped. So we just go for it. Those are 2 8/8s. That's 16 damage. Here they're blocking 4. That would take them down to 11. This will take them down to 9 with the triple block, I believe. Math is hard. Down to 5, right? I told you math was hard. Oh, man. It's like in that pack video, I'm like trying to figure out how many packs we opened. It's like 5 minus 4 is 13. What? It's Canadian math, you guys. Don't worry about it. There's the Blood on the Snow that we were fearing. Gross. So this is going to be a bit of a harder matchup. Loath can make more spiders here as well. Should have killed Loath. Being greedy, didn't. We're forcing them to have the blood, and they did, right? Down to 4 here as well. If we could top deck another Oddity, we'd win. Unless they have removal for 2. Let's just play our whole hand out, right? We are able to do so. Or we just hold on. I think we just hold on and keep that 4/4 there, right? Because we can make that during their turn. So let's pass our turn. And then even if they do have another blood, we're going to be okay because we can make that 4/4. It turns into an 8/8. They'll have to hold up single target removal. They also chose last turn to draw a card with Loath as the 0 ability instead of the -3 down to 1 to make the spiders. So I found that a little bit interesting as well in this match. Sitting on the Cemetery Prowler in hand, and then looking to deal... Oh, wow. So they're looking for another Blood on the Snow here. They're looking for an answer. That was an interesting play line here. Did they get it? 4 cards in hand. They not only need to proactively deal with what we have in play already, but also, you know, keep on tap the removal for that Old Growth Troll token. And it's a lot of power. Okay, so this takes a pack leader regardless, as it's a 2 mana value. The rest is token creatures with no mana. And they do have 5 available mana themselves open.
I will get what I want.
No attacks. They will keep mana open to kill the troll, which is smart. Let's see what we top deck. Do they have it? That's going to be the question. If it's another Soul Shatter, we could sack the Wolf token instead, as it does not have trample. It's not quite as strong either. Okay, so we lose the land down to 5. Troll is ready to rip. Do they have removal? Let's push into the class. They're digging for it. 3 available mana, 4 cards in hand. We double. We're all in. Wolf survives no matter what. Well, I shouldn't say that. Nice. It's always a pleasure to beat a Loath as an aggro deck. Those spiders are so good. And that's where that trample really comes in quite handy. That was a massive jump. We went from like 99% to the top 1200. What? Admittedly, I haven't played games since rank 400, so maybe that has something to do with it, but I'll allow it. On the draw, 2-drop, 3-drop, 5-drop, looking for 4 mono whites. Loving that. Without our own 1-drop, it is hard to match them. Rangers class before the pack leader in case they deal with the token. We still have residual value through the class. We can pack leader brawl next turn. We pick up another prowler. The binder will take Blizzard Brawl. The stone binder goes up. Maybe they take Ren and 7, actually. I don't know. I do not know, man. How is everybody liking their Crimson Vow experience thus far? I know it was a rough start. We had some issues with the server, but we're back. Things are feeling great. I will, believe it or not, block this. And then we get to take it out of the grave. And now our creature spells cost less to cast. It's like a little bit of a ramp-a-ronies. You know what I mean? So now we can Prowler and Blizzard Brawl. And that was going to reduce the cost of some of our other stuff, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. They could take it, right? And then, you know, this is going to be a full 3 cost. Again, we'll need to top deck that 4th land if we're going to Blizzard Brawl. But I don't really know. I don't know what's going on. They've seen our hand. They know, like, everything. They don't know we have a 2nd Blizzard Brawl. But you wouldn't play around, like, 2 of them. Like, playing around 1 is... it's good enough, right? And, you know, by default, by playing around the 1st, they're also playing around the 2nd. Do they dump it in? They do. Hit for 4. This is an interesting bank. Let's kill the Intrepid. They gain more life, whatever. We have Vigilance, so we get a nice hit in here as well. And I think we leave that Spellbinder there, right? And we just, again, take another creature out. And this is reducing the cost of our pack leader back down to 2, which is super exciting, right? Very exciting. There's no sorcery for us to cast, but it could, like, they could push their own dog up, so I'm going to take it. And, you know, maybe somehow by a miracle we get a, you know, a sorcery to reduce the cost of. You're only reducing it by generic mana, right? And on that thought, Inscription of Abundance kicked cost. Could be good. Could be good. We just block this. We're taking 3. Down to 12. Land in play. Pack leader out. Kill Adeline probably, right? Or do we kill the binder? Because it's hitting us every turn. Let's kill Adeline. We can race. I think we can race. The Vigilance is really nice. Reducing the costs of our creatures. And again, our sorceries. Big hit down to 13, right? So we're in the race. We've got Wolf Nation ready to go. We lose our pack leader, which sucks. Hit for 3 down to now. Ooh, they take Rangers class too. Okay. Interesting. Should I just swing with the Haven? Next turn. Six damage. We have Vigilance, so this Usher's not doing anything. They'll need an Intrepid and then some. Usher, okay, so blockers. The reach stops the binder. Right, it also pushes up the pack leader.
Those who feed the trees.
And then it's just like,
prepare for war.
let's go. They could kill the dog and the pack leader. They're gonna double block the Cemetery Prowler. They don't get those cards back. They're in their graveyard. Like, they don't come into the field. So this, I think, is a little bit better. We have the block. It was a good game. We're down to 6. They almost had us. Woof! Going first, lovely hand. Missing the 1-drop, but 2, 3, 4. Loving it. Maybe we need more 1-drop. More 1-drop. The Sentinel? Maybe. There's a lot of things to consider moving forward. One thing I know is the Cemetery Prowler is a must, the Oddity is a must, and that Pack Leader is an absolute must as well. So I'm really interested to see where all this plays out, because I certainly can't put my thumb on it. Sculptor of Winter. This is perfect. That allows us to Blizzard Brawl. Take out that Sculptor. No ramp for you. For 4. Down to 16. I just don't want them to Blizzard Brawl us, right? So we have to take out whatever we can. What? Interesting. Do they have a troll? They do. Shoot. I'm going to grab a creature that reduces the cost of our Oddity. No attacks. Let's see what they do. Hopefully they don't have Blizzard Brawls in response. We draw land. We could double drop. We could also play the Oddity push into the class that we already have. The bites, baby. Get bit, bruh. Always nice to see. That's an arena-only card, not something you typically see. No blocks. Well, but then we could block it. We should, shouldn't we? Yeah, let's do it. Just on the Vigilance. For now, let's take that Sentinel. Reduce the cost of our creatures down to 10. We're at 16, so this is feeling pretty good. And there's 2 big bodies they need to deal with. On 3, potentially 4 mana. I mean, you know, Blizzard Brawl, Rabid Bite. That would get the job done. Circle of Dreams. Okay. Lost my mouse. I've lost my mouse, you guys. I see it. And now my connection's gone. Okay, this is not good. Check status. My mouse is gone. Exit, reconnect. Waiting on the server. My pointer is totally gone. Like, it's not on my screen at all. We're playing without a pointer. I don't know how to do this. Okay. Haste goes out. That's good. I'm just... because things light up when you do get to them. Okay, here we go. That's gonna be what we want next. And then I could press the space bar for the attackage. And I have to... well, no, just get after it. Just get after it. Oh, okay, this is nice. Let's push up here. Grab that. And... I don't know how to get my pointer back. That's one of day 1 fun, you know what I mean? When the new set comes out, you get a ton of just exciting new things to discover, and... oh, losing my pointer's not one that I expected. Oh, I see it. We got it back. We got it back! Where have you been hiding? Let's try to get back in on this server action. Day 1. Loving it. We are hitting for 9, 13, 14, 15. Getting real close to lethal here. I love this game. Okay, so I guess at this point we can close the client. We're gonna open it back up real quick. Doing our best, you guys. We're gonna have to roll up our sleeves. Arena wants to play dirty. Let's go. I want to stomp people. Stompalicious. Yeah, for some reason. Actually, I don't even know my password. It's school bus 3000. I feel like this is not on me. I'm 100% sure that's the password. You can do it, server! Come on! I believe I can fly right into my old game. Yes! Persistence, ladies and gentlemen. We're fighting everyone else for the bandwidth. Wizards can only afford, like, one server room, you guys. Every user in the world is running off their iPod, basically. It's a classic edition. There's 80 gigabytes. There's plenty of room. Oh my god. Someone playing with Scoot Swarm again. That's what happened last time. It was like this. We were all breaking the servers with the Scooty Booty Terror of the Peaks a long time ago in Zendikar. We're gonna cut the video. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, that's the match. Rest in peace, our rank, LOL. But it is what it is, right? I think we were gonna win anyways. Woof. Okay, so I didn't really think the Prowler would be so good. I have no words for this, really. The hardest thing about running the Prowler in this deck is the fact that there aren't enough creatures to reduce the cost of. You can't reduce the pack leaders, either of them, the Troll, and then, you know, like, so we need to gain more value from that Cemetery Prowler because it's there, I feel it. And it fits really well with Ranger's class. Unnatural Growth, again, is a lot of green mana, so you're not reducing the cost of enchantments. But, you know, maybe Vornklex is back on the table. We see those other cards within green, Ava Caretaker as well, so expensive that you don't want to run it. But because of this Prowler reducing the cost by so much, I do think it's going to be an option. You may get stuck with weird hands if you don't have the Prowler to reduce that cost, but we could maybe put in more ramp with the Sentinel, stuff like this, right? So what did you guys think of version 1 of Stompalicious Mono Green? As far as the pack leader, Prowler, and Oddity, I think they're all bangers. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. As always, make sure to like the video to help support me as a creator. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more cool content just like this, and join that community Discord if you just want to, you know, hang out with the community. It's pretty active, which is a lot of fun. So we'll see you there, and if not, enjoy the next video.